Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 8, entitled as Akṣara Brahma Yoga. Sloka 3. śrī-bhagavān uvāca akṣaraṁ brahma paramaṁ svabhāvo dhyātmam ucyate bhūta-bhāvodbhava-karo visargaḥ karma-saṁjñitaḥ. Yesterday we saw what Brahman means in this context. Krishna tells that Jiva is Brahman. Srila Prabhupada, in his purport, he writes, Brahman is indestructible and eternally existing, and its constitution is not changed at any time. But beyond Brahman, there is Parabrahman. Brahman refers to living entity, and Parabrahman refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He makes it a distinct difference between Brahman and Parabrahman here. Now let's see what adhyātmam means. As Krishna says, svabhāvo adhyātmam ucyate, which means svabhāvo is called adhyātmam. Svabhāvo is the substance which is intimately connected to the Atma, Jivatma. It refers to the impressions, the vasanas, held in the subtle elements which accompanies the Jivatma birth after birth. Because the impressions are closely related to the Atma, it is called svabhāvo, means it becomes a nature of the Atma which cannot be easily detached or released. In other words, it is the Prakriti. The spirit Jivatma tied up in embodiment with this Prakriti, the five elements. When it is present with the physical body, it is present in a gross form. When it is not having the physical body, but still Atma is embodied with the subtle nature of those five elements, which means the spirit soul is always associated closely with the Prakriti, either in the sthula sharira, in the gross form, or in the sushma sharira, in the subtle form. And because of this tight association, the impressions, the vasanas, are always present, irrespective of whether he has the body, physical body, or he doesn't have one, irrespective of whether a person has done payas deeds, punya karma, or papa karma, whether he proceeds to heaven or to hell upon dying. Everyone will have these subtle body, the five elements in the subtle form: earth, water, fire, air, ether, in their subtle form. So it is to be noted that based on one's karma, it transforms itself in many ways. Therefore, we need to develop a good understanding of this topic, adhyātma, and realize their faults, imperfection, and try to avoid indulging more into the prakriti, more into these 5 elements. Therefore, Krishna says, svabhāvo is adhyātmam, that which is by nature be with the Atma and cannot be removed so easily, that becomes the adhyātma. The person who is interested in liberation, moksha, those muktatma, should have no connection with the prakriti, the perishable body, and should understand this prakriti is anaatma. It is not atma. It is something besides atma, and it is achetana, non-sentient. Whereas Brahman that we saw previously is atma and chetana, full of consciousness. It is a sentient being. And another point to remember here from what we saw, that by death doesn't mean one is free from the prakriti, from the body. Even after death, the prakriti continues in the form of subtle elements along with the vasanas, the impressions, which means it always continues with us. The only time that these subtle elements get washed away is when a person is ready to enter the spiritual world. At that time, he dips himself in a river called Viraja, and then all his Sushma Sharira also get washed away. The next subject to know is karma. Krishna says, bhūta-bhāvodbhava-karo visargaḥ karma-saṁjñitaḥ, which means the activity, the action that is performed between men and women, that is from Purusha to his wife, a releasing of semen and depositing it into the womb of a woman. This is so called visargaḥ, to release, which becomes the cause of receiving a body, new body. That's how the birth happens. So karma here means the activity of union between an husband and wife to produce a progeny, a child. And this happens by a man releasing visargaḥ, his semen, into the womb of his wife. And that activity is called karma here. This creative fluid transforms into a body, either a human body or an animal body. It's all based on the deeds, either papa or punya karma, that has been received or done by that particular atma. If we reflect on karma, that is this activity that we just spoke, then we will develop a sort of aversion towards this activity. The reason is because it produces the life which becomes entanglement for further into this world. akṣaraṁ brahma paramam svabhāvo ucyate bhūta-bhāvodbhava-karo visargaḥ karma-saṁjñitaḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.